When Robinhood got started, we were riding the last major platform shift, which was the rise of mobile. When Robinhood started over 10 years ago, it was still very taboo in some cases to use your smartphone for any serious financial services or needs. And we kind of knew that that's where the future was. Not only would people use these devices for financial needs, but they would very much become primary. And this was before Apple Pay and the rise of like peer-to-peer payments. And we rode that trend, and to a large extent, the success of Robinhood has been because we successfully navigated that platform shift. And I think AI is the same. So if you aren't thinking AI first right now, and that starts with employees and leaders thinking about how they could use it in their day-to-day life and become like rapidly conversant and fluent in all of the AI models and technologies, there's a high chance that you will get left behind.
AI is something that people have legitimate excitement about in some cases, but also concerns about, what it might mean for their job or how it might change what they do on a daily basis. And I think any leader should really be helping people work through that and talk through it and understand what the implications might be, what might be the positive ways in which they can embrace this change that is definitely, coming in a lot of ways to a lot of what we do, and really think about, how can you best prepare for, AI to help you do the many tasks that you do. The most likely thing is some tasks that you do will be sort of aided by AI, many will not. And so how do you sort of recognize that?
The excitement and the anxiety around artificial intelligence, I think, has been impactful for every CEO. We, of course, cannot ignore it. We have to pay attention to it because it's here whether we like it or not, and it's actually been here for quite some time. In the area of artificial intelligence, we have made investments, and we are excited about what our portfolio companies are doing in the space and the disruption that they are causing. The anxiety around it, I think a lot of people get anxious because they're concerned, oh gosh, what jobs are going to be replaced. I don't think it's a matter of lack of jobs. I think it's a matter of pivoting to what kind of jobs will be in the marketplace and what the future of work looks like. So jobs will just look different. Somebody has to design the technology behind the artificial intelligence that's going to take place of a job. So while one person may not be the robot or whatever the technology is that's going to be facilitating, somebody has to still develop it. So it's just more so, I would say, a shift in job market versus an elimination.
You really want to understand what these technologies can do, what they can't do, where the opportunities are in your setting, be it, your organization, your nonprofit, your business, and, what it is that, you think can be improved in the way you deliver your product or build your products for people, and understand the near-term things where you might want to start using these, the longer-term things where maybe it's not quite ready, but you want to sort of keep an eye on and start using it when it is ready.
In this rapid age of innovation, I think this is probably one of the fastest paced we've seen. I mean, we've had a lot of disruptive technology, but this one's happening pretty quickly. So people come to us a lot, or there's a lot of conversation around AI and around what it's going to do. I tend to be an optimist, right? At the end of the day, it's been a couple thousand years. Somehow, as humanity, we always figure out the next step. I always say if you could wake up somebody who passed away 2,000 years ago, they would be disoriented. So I think if we're smart about AI, we're smart about the data, we're smart about the things it's good at versus the things it's not good at or not good at yet, and we use it as an extension of us, we're all going to be okay. If we are careless, if we forget that at the end of the day, nothing happens in AI that we didn't initiate via the data, If we run too fast in certain industries and don't have guardrails and guardbands, yeah, we'll have issues. But I'm hoping that as humanity, this is such a great opportunity. Things settle down a little bit. We're a little bit in the hype moment right now, but everything then goes through the trough of disillusionment. And then from there, we kind of come back up and normal things happen.
I actually don't love this, like, oh, it's all about safety. Like, I don't really know what that means, right? It's about user consent, for example. That's like a concrete issue, right? We are not going to do anything without users giving us consent to do it. Another area that is important, like privacy. We need to, for us, it's a business imperative to protect users' privacy. We need to protect it. And that's true for everything else we do, and AI as well, because we won't be able to function as a company if we're not actually protective of user privacy. We operate in a space where, people's privacy is not just important because it's important, but because it could actually endanger their lives. So it's like a doubly important thing. So to me, it's like, go down to what's the actual root cause of what the concern is, and what are you doing about it? I don't think the answer is we're not going to do it. The answer is, how do we do it in a way that addresses the real issue and at the same time allows us to, build a great product? Because if the answer is we're not going to do it, well, somebody else will, and that's like bad as well. And they might actually do it much worse than you would from the issues perspective. Like, my guess is a startup starting from scratch probably will focus on privacy a lot less than a company like us will. So I don't think like not do it is the right answer either.
I think the number one tip that I would give to managers is embrace failure. 10x thinking did not come because you woke up one day and had this brilliant, amazing idea. It came from experimenting fast, realizing that you failed, not being so connected to that you don't realize you failed, learning from that failure, iterating, and then going through that cycle over and over again. You don't need perfection. I believe that if you can make decisions with 80% of the data or 90% of the data, and let's say 85 to 95% of your decisions are correct, it's okay to be wrong 5 to 10% of the time. In this day and age, the speed at which we move, the speed at which we deliver value to our customers is absolutely paramount. So embrace failure, be okay with not making the perfect decisions, and give kudos to people who have failed, who experimented, tried, and failed.